What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. So for this horror trailer review, we are taking a look at the film The Surrender. Occult ritual horror movie gets a hellish trailer. Now this film, the title should sound familiar. We did cover this I think 2 months ago, a little over 2 months ago, during this year's SXSW Film Festival. This film was shown there, and from that we did get a small exclusive clip. It was probably like a minute and a half between the mother and the daughter, two of the main characters in the film. And then we saw a mysterious character show up because the husband and the father of the daughter was dying or had just died. And then this mysterious person shows up, and that was the end of the clip. So we didn't really have a whole lot of context between who the mysterious person was, what was going to happen, but we did get a first look at the breakdown of the relationship between the mother and the daughter, which seemed very troubling. It seemed like the daughter hadn't been around for a while because she was told not to come around, especially knowing how sick her father was. So we're going to take a quick run through of the article details, then we're going to jump over and watch the trailer. So let's get into it. Grief gets a gnarly new shakeup in The Surrender, the feature debut by writer-director Julia Max. Shudder has released the Hellish new trailer ahead of the Occult ritual horror movie's debut next month. The Surrender is set to debut on Shudder in North America, UK, Ireland, and Australia, New Zealand on May 23rd. The horror movie stars Colby Minifie and Kate Burton as a fraught mother-daughter duo whose relationship is put to a terrifying test when the family patriarch dies and the grieving mother hires a mysterious stranger to bring her husband back from the dead. As a bizarre and brutal resurrection spirals out of control, both women must confront their differences as they fight for their lives and for each other. So that synopsis pretty much speaks very true to what the exclusive clip was that we saw a couple months ago. So I am going to be interested to see what we get to see in this actual trailer that takes us beyond that small clip. Because again, it was only about 45 seconds, 50 seconds. It wasn't that much, but it was enough to show us the deterioration of this relationship, plus the fact that we knew that the father had already passed. And again, that this mysterious stranger shows up and we see a brief bit of his face, but then that was the end of the clip. So we have the some more casting details here, and we have an additional quote. This was very heavily inspired by my experience with my mother and with our death doula when my stepfather passed away. And honestly, I stole quite a bit from that. Max told BD of her film's origins. From what we actually did, without getting into too many spoilers, but basically every single time we started a new step, in my mind, I kept thinking, what is the worst direction this could possibly go in next? And I wrote that down essentially. I wrote, and this goes on to talk about, this is a review now by the author. We're not reading this. I'm skipping over this because I don't want to read. And I'll explain why here in a moment. So we have the trailer here, which we're going to watch. I don't think we don't have a trailer. So usually when films like this are already shown at SXSW or another film festival, odds are the authors of these, when these trailers drop, they've seen them, right? They attended and they put a bit of their review in there. Nothing against the author here, which is Megan Navarro. I respect that she saw the film, did a review. I just don't want to read the review and have that spoil the trailer for me or spoil me when I watch this film. I usually avoid all reviews altogether until I have a chance to watch it. Because again, I just don't want it, poisoning the well, so to speak, in my opinion. So, all right, that's the article. Now let's pull up the trailer and see what they are going to give us.
I should have come back sooner.
Yeah, you should have.
How's it going?
It's the same. I honestly don't know how much longer we can keep this up.
Have you been smoking?
Have you been drinking?
I thought the end would be different somehow. Okay. We need to gather all his precious objects. They sent me a list. Things we have to prepare before his arrival.
Who is coming over?
The man Deb recommended.
Recommended for what? What's that for?
Protection.
Once the circle is sealed, we cannot leave.
All right, so this one looks really interesting. I was interested in this one when we got the exclusive clip. I've been interested in this one. I'm happy we finally have a trailer for it. As I've mentioned in a previous trailer, and I've mentioned this many times before, when it comes to bringing people back from the dead or exorcisms, we saw it here even in this trailer where they're using, this mysterious stranger is spraying this white powdery substance around them, and she asks, "What's that for?" He says, "Protection." Again, it leads me to believe this is another salt line, salt circle type situation where we're trying to keep evil spirits, demons out and keep them protected. However, as that trailer moved on, we saw that salt line turn into like a black, like circle line where she almost seemed like she was trapped in it. Obviously, she gets out of it. And the other thing that was happening was with the father, where we saw something else crawling out of his body, and we see that mysterious individual, which could be the resurrected entity of the father, reminded me of The Substance, where they were taking this drug and then a younger version of her popped out of her, not popped out, but like crawled her way out of the older version's body. That's what that reminded me of. Now, there's obviously a lot going on here, because even as this trailer started, when the mother is sitting by the bedside before the father passes, she's yanking at her hair. The daughter finds this mysterious bag underneath the bed, which looked like it had teeth in it. And when they wake up and the father has passed, he has this shocked look on his face. His mouth is open, his eyes are open, but almost as if something had scared him. An entity may have attacked him, and then he died right there. And when we did see at nighttime, when there was a knock on the door, they both looked at down the hallway. We get taken outside, and this mysterious individual's there. That whole scene right there is much longer. We don't see in the trailer the fight that the mother and daughter are having before the knock at the door. That's the exclusive clip that I was talking about. That's what we get to see. We get to see that fight play out a bit, then the knock at the door, and then this guy comes in, and then the scene ends. But here we obviously see what happens next. So highly interested in this one. This is going to be interesting. I anticipate there's going to be quite a bit of jump scares in this one, just based on how the trailer is laid out. I could be wrong, but definitely interested in this one. Let me get the date again. May 23rd for Shudder. So we are roughly, 2.5-3 weeks away before this one hits Shudder. So this is already on my list to do a spoiler review for it. So I will be doing that probably in the early part of June, just to allow a couple weeks to pass for those who want to see it and don't want to be fully spoiled on it. I totally understand. So I typically wait a couple weeks after new releases drop, just to allow people enough time to possibly watch it if they plan on doing so. All right, so that's going to do it for this horror trailer review for The Surrender, starring Colby Minifie, coming to Shudder on May 23rd. Drop a comment in the comment section. Let us know what you thought about the trailer. And if you haven't done so already, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Otherwise, we'll see you at the next one. Later.